Okay, let's go. This was a Jakiro support game. I'll be doing it through replay commentary. Starting item is always the same. 1 set of Tangle Clarity, Healing Self. I gave Observer Ward to Enchantress and Tinker. Also gave a Sentry to Tinker because they have a Bounty Hunter Roamer as an enemy. I'm going to support bottom. About the Jakiro is, I've been playing this hero for like many years. He has always been my favorite hero. He fits in any draft. I think that is his strength. If you feel like supporting, and if you want to first pick, second pick, Jakiro is your guy. He's really good in trading HP with the offlaner with Door Breath, and he has a stun. And from the Liquid Fire, Jakiro has amazing pushing power. I was checking Lion's item. Okay, so saying that nobody is bottom, we might be able to invade in. Yeah, and everybody is top, as we can see in the minimap. We saw that. And then we're gonna go there, contest Nature's Prophet. So here's the thinking that I'm thinking. After taking this, I am going back to the lane like this. I knew that Nature's Prophet is going to summon the Treants and try to pull like this. As we can see, the Treant, he's gonna do this like 100%. Cast my Door Breath right away to slow it down and do some damage. Block a little bit, just an attempt to make it, do some work. Ogre is here and he has an Orbital Venom, so we're gonna get the kill. Okay, so that was not easy, but we killed the Treant, so we prevented from the worst. But Prophet still ended up disturbing the lane equilibrium, and this lane is gonna get pushed. So I don't think, unless like you're Bane, this cannot be prevented 100%. So like I'm trying to like block this crit wave again, just to make it less miserable for us to have a lane equilibrium. But naturally, if you just look at the number of the creeps, it's gonna get pushed, right? So what is my second option? I'm gonna come here, and Ogre is coming down here as well. We're gonna harass him. We don't have a stun, so this was a smart play by Prophet to TP right away. But that's okay, that's still beneficial. He lost his TP. But here's what I'm gonna do. This cannot be prevented. He's gonna get the experience because he did it really well by disturbing the lane equilibrium. But I'm gonna side pull. Side pull is not really that easy, but like you just have to be familiar with the timing. And gladly I got it this one. I fuck up many times with the side pull, but this one was crucial. If I didn't do this, Prophet would have hit level 3 like very easily, and that is always bad. If you're playing support, especially if you're playing number 5 lane support, it is all about leveraging from the early advantage and not giving experience to the enemy offlaner. So if I know what I'm doing, most of the time I think I end up making the enemy offlaner stuck at level 1 like for a really long time, and that way that guarantees a really easy win. But when this happens, go for your second best option. You're gonna have to side pull. But here's the thing, so I did side pull, but our lane is still getting pushed because Ogre Magi, while he was dying, he disturbed the lane equilibrium, so they ended up getting a little bit more experience. But it's still fine. Seeing the numbers again, the lane will get pushed anyways. Bounty's here, I'm gonna have to trade him. I hit level 2 from the pulling. And if you do Liquid Fire and Door Breath, you can't I don't think there are that many heroes that can win in HP trading in this early level. So that is the strength of Jakiro. You can solo support the lane by Liquid Fire and Door Breath. There are times that you want to get Ice Path, but generally go for 1-0-1. Again, I saw Bounty Hunter. I'll do this, zone him out. So seeing that Bounty is here, it means that Prophet is jungling safely like this. I mean, there's nothing I can do about it, right? Just keep paying attention to the minimap and seeing that vote is completely free farming. I'm happy with that. So right now what I'm doing is stand right here. If Prophet shows up to soak up the experience, I'm gonna trade HP with him. And just paying attention to the minimap. If Bounty Hunters like try to gank anywhere, I'm gonna have to TP. So that's what I'm doing. So Bounty is here, but he's not in danger, so I'm not gonna TP. Tinker has a lot of HP, so don't have to worry about him. It's almost hitting minute 4, so I'm gonna stack this camp and I'm gonna get the Bounty rune. Void is still doing really well. See the trend here, so I'm gonna stack the camp and I'm gonna have to follow the treants right afterward. So all that plan makes me play much better as a support. That's what I learned. Always think about the next feature. If this happens, that is gonna happen. I have to move that. If that happens, I'm going to move this. If that happens, I'm going to TP. I'm going to attack. Like stuff like that. Just plan things out. Okay, trans here. Do the same thing, but it's gonna be a little harder this time since we don't have ogre. Too far away to right click. So I'm gonna have to move this way, draw breath, slow it down. And I think I got it. Yeah, I got the loss. So I try to like pull this camp. In no time to deny, but on a second thought, it's setting minute 5, which means we're gonna have a catapult. And since Prophet did this, he naturally created a double wave. So I thought, okay, why not just push? I'm close to level 3. That means I'm gonna power spike at level 3. By having 2 points in liquefier, we're gonna deal a lot of damage to the tower. I try to stack it. So we have a huge wave coming. So usually supports will try to pull as well, but again, it's minute 5. It means we have a catapult. I'm trying to block the creep a little bit so that it does not get close to the enemy tower. And because I was giving Void solo experience the entire time, he hit level 6 really fast and he cast the corner sphere. This one was big, we killed him. And the catapult is arriving and we still have a huge wave here. So we're gonna do a lot of damage to the tower. So I also knew that Void had an Aquila. He really has to activate this Aquila, but yeah, if you have an Aquila with your carry and you have a catapult and you have a Jakiro, this is the perfect time to push, and this push is really, really strong. Getting the Bounty rune. And look how fast the tower is going down with the catapult. Another wave just arrived, and this tower is ours. I also use the fortification aggressively to like just tank the tower damage a little bit. That's what I do often. And because luckily I got the tower last hit, I did not intend to get it. But yeah, I got rich and I got arcane boots right away. So generally, Jakiro, I TP to here right away because I knew that like the tower is down, Void is safe to leave him alone. And by just staying here, this is a really strong lineup, right? Enchantress plus Jakiro plus Ogre Magi. Really strong and strong enough to disturb Morphling's farm and even fight them off. And Bounty found me here. So Bounty was hiding. Perfect stun by Lion. And Morphling did really well here. So I'm gonna die. But again, Ogre Magi is really strong. And Enchantress is also strong laner. So they're gonna lose Morphling. So this was a decent trade from us. Okay, about the arcane boots that I was talking about earlier. Right here I'm giving the observer ward into the courier. And I'm gonna get it to Tinker. So I knew that I wanted to stay in the top lane. I do not want to go to middle. There's nothing I can do. But Tinker badly needs the ward, so I bought the ward and I'm delivering to Tinker. I have to give it like passively. He got the ward. About the arcane boots, finally. So generally Trunkle boots is better. Like in terms of economic, you're playing Push'em 5, you'll never get the money to get arcane boots, but in this game we got the Oli Tower. That was the only reason I got the arcane boots. But just get Trunkle boots. If you're really playing really poor, get a Trunkle boots and it should be it. Jakiro does need mana, but I think he's pretty self-efficient in terms of mana because he's an intelligence hero. So I also suggest get Trunkle boots if you become really fat in early game because you find a few kills or just find really good last hitting in jungle pulling or like last hitting the tower. Then you can go for the arcane boots. Arcane boots is always good as a support. So I'm really strong right now. And my intention at this point is I'm going to stay here with Enchantress and Ogre Magi. So by having us 3 here, Morphling cannot farm the lane. Morphling knows that he's gonna die. He's gonna die if he ever shows up, so he's forced to jungle. So that is really big advantage from us. So we're essentially controlling the lane here, and we just took the bottom tier 1 tower. And Tinker is doing pretty well in the middle because we're making Bounty Hunter busy. Bounty Hunter has to show up here or they're gonna lose the game. So we knew that Bounty Hunter was here. Look at fire to the tower. That was a pretty big play by Morphling. He just morphed into Enchantress and someone lured back the creep, the large creep. Prophet is here. So literally everybody is here. So the enemy team knows that if they lose this lane, if they lose the control of this lane, Morphling is not gonna follow them and they're gonna lose the game. So they know that too. That's why they're like showing up here. I know that my right clicking is not gonna do shit, so I just move forward and then cast my Draw Breath and caught him with the slow and it's gonna die. So we can say that Enchantress is being very aggressive. Look at the tower again. He just hit level 6, which means he's really strong. Unfortunately, she took a lot of tower damage. She's not gonna die if she has a heal, but she did not expect that Bounty Hunter to show up here like this out of blue. She's dead. I'm gonna die here too, so I'm gonna buy items. I know that I'm gonna die here. Like I cannot survive. I bought the items. I wish I bought a sentry instead. Yeah, this should have been a sentry, not Observer Ward. I mean, it's really a small thing, but vision is good. But we really need a sentry here. So this should have been a sentry, not an Observer Ward. So again, on the bright side, like Void is like just left alone. He's just farming, completely free farming. So that's what you want. That's the basics of Dota. If you're playing support, you want your safe lane carry to farm safely. Looks like he's waiting for the Chronosphere this time.
Gotcha.
Again, contesting back. We know that we're so strong. Ogre Mage is buffing him. Okay, that does not look good. Yeah, this is not good. So Lion just power spike at level 6, which we did not know that. And yeah, Enchantress is dead here. That one was a pretty big kill. They just stopped our momentum. If they didn't kill Enchantress here, would have made them suffer much harder. Ogre is taking damage a lot, but we knew that this is not enough, so I have to get out. I'm also in danger. But again, on the bright side, we made the entire enemy team to rotate to the top lane. It's a space to Tinker, it's a space to Ogre, to Void, faces Void. So it's not that bad. So this is where like you dying and your team dying actually is somewhat meaningful because it's naturally making space to other allies. So our winning condition in this game is Void getting fat and Tinker getting boost of travel and getting fat. That should be straightforward, right? If your cores get fat, the game is easier, and we're doing that. Tinker got BOT. I was afraid of Bounty Hunter showing up in the one joint, so I had to cast my Ice Pot. Low, I have to get that. Just waiting for the right timing. And Morphling showed up at the right time, but Void also showed up and rotated at the right time. Big Chronosphere. This is exactly what I want to do as a carry player. Like if you have a skill that threatens the enemy and have a killing potential, you have to carry TP and just rotate at the right time. And that can be achieved by paying attention to the minimap or just communicating with your allies, do whatever you think it should work for you. But yeah, this was a really good play by Void.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Very aggressive play by Ogre. I know that I do not really want to like dive in there with my team because I'm really low. Like with this amount of HP, if Morphling comes to me and he waveforms, right clicks me 2 times, I'm gonna die. So that was my worry. That was my calculation. This guy is Morphling. He's not Ogre Magi. So he's coming toward me, which means he's looking for a chance to cast a waveform because I'm gonna die. He knows that too. So I'm backing off. And now Morphling is officially out of position a little bit. And we're gonna go on him. He runs away. Do the same thing with the Lake of Fire. And this guy finally turned on his Aquila. So this push is really strong. Again, the enemy team is doing the same thing. They do not really want to lose this lane. They're committing everything, bringing everyone here to survive. So I'm gonna have to cut them down a little bit because I'm low. I was begging Tinker for bottle charge, but yeah, I don't think he got what I meant. So Tinker should have healed us with the bottle because everybody was kind of low. So this is where Divine players are not still playing perfect with the most efficiency. And then I have to go back to the base because I'm too low. I'm also trapped, so if Negate's Prophet were to like TP, I'm gonna die, so I just have to get back. Magic Wand, there really is no reason to skip this item. I should have got them much earlier. But I was playing kinda poor because I made a bad decision to buy 2 Observer Ward when I was about to die in the top lane earlier. So it should have been either a Sentry or some items to finish my Magic Wand, not an Observer Ward. Because I didn't do anything with Observer Ward, like I was too busy staying up the top doing nothing. I was not even using this item. So that was a bad purchase, that was a bad decision. So all the small things affect your game. I was thinking about leeching some experience in the middle, but I felt like I should be here. Because this teamfight is going to decide the game. Or at least decide the early and mid game, so I just decided to walk back. And I also kind of knew that like they had a ward somewhere here, but I was wrong. Well, last time I was sitting down here and we everybody got hit by Notice of Prophet ultimate, so I knew that they had some kind of vision, so that was my guess instead Bounty Hunter. But it looks like, judging from the minimap, they had a ward in a little goofy position, little to the top of our tier 1 tower, right here in the minimap.
My waters rise.
Putting down some defensive wards that at least give us provide us the vision for the rune. Rune will make some difference in this mid game. And I don't want to like put down a ward right away because Bounty Hunter might be here stalking me now. So if I just put down a ward, especially like it's daytime now, like it's almost not needed for me to put down a ward right now. So if you're playing support at your level, like where you felt like you're doing everything right but you're not improving, just try to pay attention to the more details. So right now these days what I'm doing is I become extra careful in putting down my wards. So before I put down wards, I actually think whether I really need to put down a ward and what is that going to do for the next 5 minutes or 6 minutes. So that became my habit, and I can assure you that it's making me a better player. So start doing that if you're playing support, and if you find yourself that your ward is getting dewarded and you just keep losing the game whenever you're providing perfect vision to your team, that's because you're not being efficient. We smoked here, and we were talking to my team, if smoke ever breaks in, that means Bounty Hunter is here, so pop that does. So this was pre-communicated within our team. We were communicating, well, at least I was the one talking to the microphone, and I was telling them that if the smoke breaks out, that means Bounty Hunter is here, so pop your dust right away, and we got the kill. So all the small talks will make difference to the game. We killed Bounty Hunter. Now we're close here, and watch this one. Remember this one? So catapult's here. Again, did the same thing. We used the fortification. This was an aggressive fortification, so we protected the catapult. This is because Nature's Prophet was cutting down a lane. As you can see, Nature's Prophet in the train in here in the lane. So the creep wave is not even close to the tower. So if you lose this catapult, they're gonna have a backdoor protection. We're gonna push this tower. So we have to pop the fortification. Well, at least I did it. I knew what was going on. I'm a support. So that little play can be applied to your game as well. We got the kill. I was too low, I had to get back. But we got our objective, that's all that matters. They're diving in, which I don't like it. And then this is a free lane that I'm gonna be farming. And I'm getting mech. So if you're getting like if you're playing Jakiro and your team composition was good enough to push in early tower, you'll often end up like seeing yourself that getting a lot of gold. That way you don't really have to get Drunken Boots, play greedy, get Arcane Boots, and start building up like a big team item like Mech, Pipe. It could even be a 4-staff like if it is really needed. But in this game I judge that we will have enough power to push our Ollie and get every tier 2 tower within the next 5 minutes. So I decided to go for the Mech, which gave us much stronger pushing power. It can be pipe or Mech. And nothing's really going on, just farming. I'm gonna speed up a little bit more.
The Dire's top tower is under attack.
Right now we're waiting for the Chronosphere. So Void does not have Chronosphere. So we don't really want to initiate any team fight until he gets the Chronosphere. This is our downtime. So we just have to focus on farming and also maintaining the lane equilibrium so we can push better whenever we get a chance. So I think we're died there. That was unfortunate. Looks like something happened. But yeah, and Prophet is also doing that too. Like he's kept like teleporting to the weird position, trying to disturb the lane equilibrium. So he can stop us from pushing. So Prophet was actually a good player. Yeah, I think Prophet was a good player. He's been super annoying the entire time. Got a sentry here, we found Bounty Hunter, missed my ice path, we got the kill. Knew that this was a mob thing, so I was running away. Again, one waveform, I'm gonna die. But I encountered Lion, and I'm going to die. I think I died here. Yeah, I'm dead. So I should have turned left instead. That's a lot of damage. So Prophet doing the same thing, and I popped up fortification again. So in this game, I think I popped the fortification aggressively 3 times. So that was me again, me just popping the fortification by paying attention. And this was, I felt like it was kind of crucial. Like my team was fighting, and Void casted his Chronosphere, and it's gonna get the triple kill. So you know, like that's like that happened. But Magi as a support was, I didn't even care to look at what was going on. Like it's obvious somebody's gonna die. But my job was to paying attention to the lane equilibrium, and by doing this, we are pushing like a little faster, right? This only happened because I used my fortification when Yet's Prophet was casting his Meteor Hammer to the Crook Wave. It would have been dead. The Crook would have been dead otherwise, and maybe it would have cost us like 10 seconds to push the tower. So just pay attention to the smallest thing and just do what you think is right. There are many things you can do as a support. So Bounty is here, and as we were doing Washan, I'm sure that we are strong enough, but Ogre Magi did not have a sentry, and I did not have a sentry. This is because I was going a little greedy because I was getting close to max, so I was not getting a sentry. But as we can see in the minimap, this is only being seen because it's a regular commentary. I knew that if Bounty Hunter is staying here, we are fucked. So I cast my Ice Path when the Roshan was about to die, and I was actually right. Bounty Hunter was right there, right? When this was about to go down. Bounty Hunter was sitting right here to snatch the Isis. So that was my guess that, okay, we don't have a sentry, but we want to do the Roshan. But what I'm gonna do when the Roshan is about to die, cast the Ice Path, because I predict the Bounty Hunter might be here. Got him. And about the talent tree, I find myself most of the time getting the other one, 30% EXP gain. It's really good, like especially if you're playing support, you want some levels. But in this game I chose the 8% spell amplification because I thought that we were strong enough to end the game really early. And everything will help. Experience gain will not do much. I am thinking about ending this game within the next 10 minutes, so I'm just experimenting this one, but it totally makes sense. 8% spell amplification, it shouldn't be underestimated. Jakiro does a lot of nuke, so it should be good. It should be good enough to make difference. If you get Kaya, like if you get really good, and if you get Kaya and the talent will give you a lot of spell amplification. At level 15, you get plus 40 joy breath burn damage. That's a lot of damage. So your Jakiro keep using the liquefier to the tower. It's helping push a lot. You got the tower. And Prophet was doing the same thing, and they got the backdoor protection. A big corner sphere here. They got OD and Lion. So the backdoor. Yeah, MP was trying really hard. He cut down the lane while we were pushing, and this happened. So it slowed down our push for like 20 to 30 seconds. That was a really big deal. So that was really well played by Natural Prophet. If he didn't do that, we would have already gotten the middle tower and middle racks. So Prophet was playing really well this game. I mean, they were desperate in every situation, because they essentially lost every lane, but you know, they were doing their best. Okay, and now we are strong enough to get this racks as well. The enemy team also has one more chance, but looks like Tinker is too fat and too strong. Tinker is dead, but Void still has Aegis and is diving in, and I got my mech. Using the mech to save Void, and this pretty much put them to the end. We have to go back to the bottom lane and push the tower. Don't be cocky, the game is not ended. So always focus on the objective. Always. Chronosphere again. So another thing that I forgot to mention, Jakiro is a really good support hero combined with Void. This is because Ice Path is just such a really good follow spell after the Chronosphere. It will stun you for 2.5 seconds, so if you cast your Ice Path like at the right time, Chronosphere is 5 seconds, so you'll be essentially stunning the enemy for 7.5 seconds. That is like really long time until enough to wipe them, right? And you can always cast your your ultimate Necrofire whenever Void can casts his ultimate. This also goes really well, so every spell is just really good with Void. So this game we were able to win because we won the bottom lane and we pushed the tier 1 tower like really early. We got the gold advantage, and I made a really good decision to rotate to the other side of the lane. Ogre plus Jakiro plus Enchantress is just a hell to the enemy safe laner. So Morphling was not really farming really well in this game. His farming was really limited. Prophet was doing really well in like just buying time with using the Meteor Hammer, like taking the tier 1 tower. I'm actually surprised that they took the tier 1 tower. Just because they had a Prophet. But Bounty Hunter did make some impact, but our pushing was way too fast that they were not able to find more space to make Morphling and OD strong enough to fight us back. That's why we win this game this early. Okay, so that's basically how you play Jakiro. I think I mentioned a lot, like small thing, but in this game, what I felt like unique about me was using the fortification at the right time. You guys know like it's a small thing, but I don't ever think it's small. I really think like it was big enough to like just really add a really big change to the game. So just think about using the fortification at the right time. Be more creative. I promise you that's going to affect your game. So Void, perfect game, 18-0 with the butterfly. And one thing that I also want to mention, this guy didn't get batter free, which I think this is why this guy deserved to get a command, although he was shit talking the entire time. That was a really good decision. So in this game, like you have an edge prophet in the enemy, so you feel like it feels like it is the right item to get the battle free as a void, but if you get battle free, you will need a lot more time to get stronger. So if you get battle free, it doesn't really do anything. You're not even strong enough to fight them, but by getting Oli Partres, Aquila, Mask of Madness, Void was able to find like one or two solo Chronosphere kills, and that really added up to the game. And this guy, I think he was thinking it through. Like he was thinking through whether should I get battle free, or judging from the pace of the game, can I skip the item? And I think he made the right decision. He did not need battle free this game. It's because Prophet was kind of under level and under farm, so he was almost an outlier. So battle free was not really needed to. We don't really have to worry about the anti-pushing, especially when you have a Tinker. So Void just decided to go for the YOLO DPS build. This was the right item, and getting the butterfly. If you get butterfly, OD cannot do shit. So butterfly counters OD. OD is a guy who doesn't really get MKB, and he also relies on his right click. So whenever the enemy gets evasion item like Heartbread, Solar Crest, or Butterfly, all of a sudden OD is not a threat anymore. OD cannot hit Void, and therefore Void is not gonna die. He's not a threat, and OD is a straight hero, like suddenly. So that's how players counter OD, just by getting Oli Butterfly or any evasion item. Yeah, I think that's it. I hope you guys enjoyed the game, and I did pretty much good building damage to Jakiro. And that was it. Okay, thank you for watching. Bye.